Season 1 was the appetizer. This motherfucker right here is the main course. We are back with Series 2 of the Spurs career mode live. First of all, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone that voted on that straw poll. There was 200 of you that wanted it to be live. There was 40 of you that wanted it to be not live, I think, and then there was like another like 30 odd that wanted me to scrap Spurs and actually do a different team. So after we finish this season, depending on how well we do, we probably will scrap the Spurs and do a different team over the summer or whatever. But we're back and it's live. Also, I want to apologise for not really uploading recently. You know, YouTube has not been at the forefront of my mind. The weather's been nice, I've been working a lot, and so I'm just basically trying to save up now, because the goal for me is to basically move out at the end of the summer. And so, you know, it's the start of April now. So I've got a couple of months to try and get enough money together for rent and all that sort of shit. So that's basically been the forefront of my mind. Other than that, I want to say a massive thank you for all the support on the 10k special. If you guys haven't seen that yet, I uploaded it last week. This is the first video I've uploaded in basically a week. So if you haven't seen the 10k special, go back on my channel. It'll be the last video on there. Thank you again for 10k. But, you know, since I've hit 10k, my motivation has dropped. And, you know, I haven't really been uploading that much, so I needed to get this back on the go, especially with it live. It'll make it so much easier for me to edit it, and I will promise you that I will get this season done quicker than the first season, whatever, because the first season took me 4 months to upload, and so I want to do this one in basically like 1.5, 2. If I upload 2 or 3 episodes of career mode a week, we can get it done pretty pronto, depending on how many episodes there were. If there's 20 again or 25 or whatever, we should be able to get it done in just under, I'd say just under 2 months or something like that. So that's the plan. So obviously it's live. If you guys haven't, you know, watched any of my live shit before, then you won't really know what to expect. Those of you that have, you'll know exactly what to expect. There will be passion. There will be abuse. There will be fucking... there will be swearing. There will be, I don't even know why I'm clapping my hands. There will be... this series will be mental. This will be unlike any career mode series you've ever seen before in your life. So, we're carried on straight away from where we ended up on the last episode. We obviously ended up finishing 5th. The fixtures and stuff have glitched, and, you know, it was a bit wrong because we actually won 2-0 away at Everton. Now it's saying it's 0-0, but whatever. But Liverpool finished 4th. We finished 5th. At the end of the series, it was decent, actually, considering we got to the Europa League final, and we actually finished 5th, considering we were bottom after, like, 10 games. I'd have taken 5th. As you can see there, Destro ended up top goal scorer as well, even after being injured for so long. So that was fucking decent. So, let's crack straight on. So the first thing we're going to do is renew a couple of player contracts. We've got Shaq Coolhurst, we've got Kenny McAvoy, Friedel I might let go because he's close to retiring. We've got Jordan Archer, we've got Grant Hall, and we've got Mason, who I'm pretty sure I loaned out last season. So we're going to renew Mason's contract. We're going to give him a 3-year deal. We'll bump up his wage to like 10k or whatever and see if he accepts that. And we'll give him like a squad rotation role, because even though in real life he's playing a lot for us, genuinely on career mode he's not that great, but I still want to use him a little bit anyway. So we'll do that and see what he offers. Other than that, we're going to let you guys go. So unfortunately we're going to let all those guys go apart from Mason. Other than that, we've got Cabal on a 1-year contract left. Pritchard has come back in off loan. Norton we probably get rid of this season. Vertonghen's on a 1-year deal. Who else? We've got Ryan Fredericks, Christian Ceballos, Carroll, and everyone else is on a 2-year deal. So we're gonna offer Vertonghen a new contract straight away. We'll offer him 125 grand a week, because even though it says he's on 110, he's really not on 110 in real life. He's probably on about 75 or something. And we can only give him a 3-year maximum. So we'll offer him that and see what he does with that. You know, to be fair, with Lennon, in real, I fucking love Lennon. As a Spurs fan, Lennon is probably my favourite player. Generally, just down to the fact that he's been there so long, you know, through when we were fucking, you know, shit back in like 2005 or whatever to what we are now. And so that's why I've always had a fondness for Lennon. And in real life, you know, he's been loaned out to Everton for the rest of the season. I can't see him coming back at the end of the year. I think Pochettino will get rid of him. But for us, in the first season, he was fantastic. So we are going to offer him a new deal, actually. We'll offer him a 2-year deal. I don't know, I'll offer him the same wage, because I can't be dealing with giving him more than 85 grand a week, because that's fucking stupid. And other than that, Fredericks and Carroll and Ceballos we'll probably get rid of as well. Contract offer accepted. Lennon, we offered him 80 grand a week. We offered him exactly the same wage. And so he's going to be staying at the club for another 2 years, I think. There's the big one, though. Jan Vertonghen has accepted his new deal. We bumped it up from 110 to 125 grand a week. So he's going to be here for the rest of the time that we're at this fucking save. He's going to be starting pretty much every game, but we do need to get another centre-back in alongside him in the summer. So that's good that Vertonghen's going to stay. So Mason rejected his first deal of 10k. We will offer him... We'll offer him 15 grand. No, I don't know. I don't really know what he'd be on in real life. He's probably on 20, 25 grand a week in real life. I always fuck this up. We'll offer him 70... No, we're not. We'll offer him 15. We'll offer him 15 and no role. And if he doesn't accept that, then I'm going to have to get rid of Mason because I'm not really going to use him, to be fair, even though as much as I love him in real life, but on career mode, he's just not going to do the job for us. So before we get into any transfers and stuff, I want to give you a squad report and show you who's grown and who hasn't really grown from the first season. As you can see there, Lloris has now gone up to an 87, which is fantastic. 28 played 43 times for us. Kyle Walker's gone up too as well. He played 38 times for us this season. Kabul, even though we used him 33 times a season, it says his morale's homesick, so we're probably going to be getting rid of him, to be fair. And he wasn't really that great for us. Vertonghen's gone up 2 now as well, which is fantastic. As I said, he signed a new deal as well. He's worth £16 million. He's probably one of our best players at the club. So he's going to be starting at the centre-back position for the rest of the season. Danny Rose went up by 1. Ericsson went up by 1. Dembele went up by 2. Morale from Ericsson's a bit unhappy, though, so we're going to have to change that a little bit. As I said, Dembele went up by 2. Lamela went up by 1. Townsend went up by 2. Maximilian Meyer, who we bought in January, had gone up by 2. All these morale is unhappy, which is shocking. Unfortunately, Destro didn't go up, which was a little bit surprising, considering he scored 25 goals in the first season. I thought he may have gone up a little bit, but whatever, maybe he'll grow in the second season. Lennon went up by 2, considering he's 28, which is fantastic. Dyer went up by 2. Strootman went up by 2. Paulinho went up by 3, which is great, considering he's not the youngest player as well. In real life, he's fucking garbage, but on career mode, he's really good, and we used him quite well in the season, and I will be continuing to use Paulinho in the second season quite a lot. Carl Norton went up by 1. We're probably going to be getting rid of him, though, this season. Soldado went up by 1, even though he only bagged 5 goals in 18 games. Anthony Marshall, our young, hot prospect, went up by 4 in the first season, which is fantastic. He managed to bag 20 goals in 34 appearances, which was absolutely brilliant, considering we bought him in for 3 mil, which is absolutely fuck all. Coolhurst wasn't at the club. He didn't go up, but Kenny McAvoy went up by 1 on loan at Peterborough. Kirakez we didn't really use. As you can see there, we only played him 19 games. He played mostly in the Europa League. He played 7 times in the league, but other than that, as you can see there, all of his other appearances were cup competitions and Europa League, but even still he went up by 1, which is decent. Ben Davies went up by 1 as well. Jordan Archer, out on loan, went up by 1. Pritchard didn't grow at Brentford. Fredericks didn't grow at Brighton. Carroll didn't grow at Swansea. Chadley went up by 1. Chadley was really good for us in the first season, to be fair, banging 8 goals in. We played him mostly in the league. Played a couple of times in the Europa League for injuries and shit. But he played 32 times and scored 8 goals from that left-hand side, which is decent. Stambouli went up by 1. Again, more, a bit like Kirakez, we kind of used him more in the Europa League when players were kind of tired and stuff, got rotation in. But he went up by 1, which is decent as well. Fazio didn't go up, and his form is bad, and morale is very unhappy, so we have to get rid of that. We have to fix that. Friedel went down by 2, which is unfortunate. Vorm didn't change. Holtby went up by 1 on loan at Hamburg. I forgot I even had Holtby. Grant Hall went up by 3 at Birmingham City. Yedlin, who we're yet to use, but he will be coming in for when we get rid of Norton. We'll probably be using Yedlin a lot more, to be fair, because we haven't used him in the first season because he was on loan at Sounders. And since he's been on loan there, he's grown by 3, which is fantastic. Mason went up by 2 at Millwall. Sabas went up by 1 at Sheffield Wednesday. And Harry Kane went up, Super Harry Kane, went up by 2 at Stoke. And as soon as he gets recalled, we will be putting him straight into the side. So, unfortunately, Mason has declined his contract offer of 15 grand a week. And as I said, that we're probably just going to be getting rid of him now, to be fair. As much as I like him in real life, he can't be on more than 20 grand a week. And so it's just stupid for just keep me on my wage, considering we're not really going to use him. So, unfortunately, we're going to get rid of Mason. That's our first kind of departure out of the club. And Scotland have offered me the job. But we know what to do. We'll go and tell Scotland to go fuck themselves. And we'll go and tell New Zealand to go fuck themselves. Okay, so we've ended the season and we're basically into the second season now properly. And the board is hopeful for a successful season. They're clearly not going to sack me, which is great. We look forward to seeing how your leadership and determination get the best out of our players. We will mostly judge you on the success in the league, which is fair enough. And have decided that your season objective for the league campaign will be to qualify for the Champions League, which is fair. If this objective can also be met via cup competition, then succeeding through a medium but failing your league objective may not be enough to satisfy your criteria. So they're basically saying if I don't finish in Champions League this season, we're going to get sacked. And as well, we've had the season budgets come in. We've got 29 mil and 140k on the wage, which is great. And that's 29 mil and 140k without selling anyone, and we're going to get rid of a lot of deadwood out the club. So after we've got rid of all the shitheads out the club, we'll probably have 45, maybe 50 million to splash a couple of players on, and so that is absolutely fantastic. And our first transfer offer comes in from Ericsson, for Ericsson. It's only 16 mil, so we know what to do, guys. 3, 2, 1, Monaco, go and fuck yourselves. So it's come to a point now where Kabul has finally come out and said he wants to leave the club, which is fair enough. Obviously, it came out in the media that he was homesick and stuff. And he says, I love it here at Spurs, boss, but unfortunately, I'm very homesick, and despite everything you've done for me, I need to leave. I'll put a transfer request in writing if you want, but I hope we can sort things out as quickly as possible so that it doesn't cause too many bad feelings. And as if by magic, we get a transfer offer in straight away for Kabul, from Liverpool, in fact. 6.5 mil, do we really want to sell him to Liverpool though? If I counter that at 7.5, I think I'll be happy with 7.5 for Kabul. Even though he's going to Liverpool, which is, you know, a top 4 rival. We'll see with that. But we'll count that for 7.5 mil and see where Liverpool come back with that. Another transfer offer in, this time for Federico Fazio. £9 million from Fiorentina. That is very tempting. We're going to counter that at 10. We're going to counter that at 10 because I'm not going to be using Fazio that much this year because I've got a couple of centre-backs that I want to get in myself. And obviously Kabul going out the door as well, and Fazio for 10 mil and, you know, 7.5. That frees up pretty much 20 million to get in a couple of centre-backs, which is decent. We've got Vertonghen on the new deal. We've got Dyer coming through as well. So we need to basically return the money from Fazio with 2 new centre-backs. So if Fiorentina offer us £10 million, I will accept that. Because as I said, Fazio, his morale's not that great, and we probably won't be using that much this season at all. We're going to accept the £7 million for Kabul from Liverpool. We've also got another transfer offer in, this one from Stade Rennais for Mattia Destro, and we can go and tell Stade Rennais to go fuck themselves. Any more transfers in? Other than that, not at the moment. So basically, we've accepted the offer for Kabul. We can delete that one, and they have... Fiorentina have accepted the £10 million deal as well, which is decent. So we can get rid of that one. And obviously that was the offer for Destro that we just declined as well. So a couple of offers coming in thick and fast. You know, this series will be unlike any other, generally down to the fact that I won't introduce each episode as its own. We will just generally carry on from where we were at the end of the last episode, and that's it. I'm just going to carry it through. I'm going to play a whole whack in one go, basically, and then edit it all down and upload it. I won't be, you know, introducing and, you know, sending out the video in each episode. So so it'll be important for you guys to keep up to date with the series. So I've always got a playlist done as well. So if you want to go and watch the whole season 1 through as well, whatever, I'll leave the link to the Spurs Career Mode playlist down in the description. Obviously you won't have missed this episode because you're watching it now, but for future episodes in this second season when it's all live, I won't be I'll still be titling the videos each episode, but in theory it'll all be one continuous playthrough, and so I won't be introducing each episode. So if you get a little bit lost, you may have to go back a couple of episodes and work your way through there. So I'll leave the link to the playlist and stuff down in the description.